Guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. We've got a lot of movie news to dive in here today, so let's just get started. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about here today. We're going to be diving into the first teaser trailer for the new Paranormal Activity movie. Us facing the lies that Blumhouse told us that we wouldn't be getting another Purge movie. Well, guess what? We getting another Purge movie. Matt Reeves, the director, dropping a little photo and tease for the Batman. And what I'm dying to talk about is this mysterious flash photo that has lots of fans wondering, what the hell does it mean? That along with so much more, so I'm going to need you guys to give me your opinions with everything we discuss here today. I'm gonna really need your guys' thoughts and theories on that flash photo because I am all over the place to what exactly it could mean. But I'm still appreciative of you guys who go ahead and leave me your thoughts on all the other movie news stories we have. Also want to say thank you to you guys who checked out my little vlog video when I went to a little Comic-Con in my area. That was a lot of fun to make, and you guys got to see me blow my money and even get Zachary Levi to sign one of my Funko Pops. And I am still hard at work with the Halloween review series. They just take some time to make. All right, with that out of the way, now let's go ahead and dive into some of these stories we got here today, starting off with this Paranormal Activity trailer that kind of came out of nowhere. So like I've been telling you guys, if you've been following my channel, there is a new Paranormal Activity movie coming straight to Paramount Plus. It will not go to theaters. And they did go ahead and drop a little 30-second teaser of the movie. And I gotta say, it feels completely different than any other Paranormal Activity movie that we've seen. It feels so different. In fact, like I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't supposed to be a Paranormal Activity movie. And then last minute they were like, you know what? Throw in a couple of Paranormal Activity stuff, that blue filter, and there's your movie. It looks like it's going to be about a girl who goes to find her biological parents at an Amish farm, and then just her documenting that event and with weird stuff happening in the background. It doesn't really catch my attention. It really feels like they'll just never be able to capture the same sort of magic like those first three Paranormal Activity movies. Nonetheless, I'm going to be watching it when it comes out October 29th on Paramount Plus. I'll give it a fair shot, and hopefully it can revitalize the Paranormal Activity franchise, and maybe they can do more sequels on Paramount Plus. But you guys who checked out the new Paranormal Activity trailer, does it catch your attention, or were you just not into it? Moving to our next topic, I have to set the mood. Oh, that's not good enough. I think we're ready now. They just went ahead and dropped the final trailer for Halloween Kills. Now, I actually went ahead and recorded my first reaction to seeing this trailer. I'm going to be posting that on my TikTok page. So if you want to see my facial expressions throughout this trailer, I recommend you check that out. And even though I didn't want to watch another trailer for Halloween Kills because I felt the last couple trailers already gave away so much, I couldn't help myself. So just sticking to the things I really liked here. I love how they open it up here with a little tease of Michael stalking some kids. The way he just starts attacking these people in his car. Nurse Marion gets her hair freaking ripped off by Michael Myers. Also really did like the fact that they're emphasizing on some of the flashback scenes where they're showing us young Laurie Strode, young Lindsay Wallace, Nurse Marion, even the bully from the first movie coming back. And that shot actually that we see of him is not from the original movie. That is a brand new scene that we're going to be seeing in interaction that we've never seen from Halloween. Michael just looks like he's not here to play at all throughout this trailer, but my fear was a little bit realized when I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have watched this because they gave away one really great surprise in here. Frickin' Dr. Loomis will somehow be in this movie. Obviously, it can't be Donald Pleasance because he has passed away, but in this quick shot of the trailer, we're gonna see a flashback to the night Michael Myers got captured and was sent away to the mental hospital. Because remember, all we know from the night of the first Halloween is he fell and then he disappeared from the lawn. But right here, it looks very clear like some police officers are going to surround Michael with Dr. Loomis behind him. And these group of guys are going to somehow put Michael in handcuffs and take him to the mental hospital. I can't wait to see that go down. But just the fact that Loomis is in there in the background, I love Loomis and he's back! What did you guys think of this final trailer for Halloween Kills? Did you like it? Did you think it gave away too much? Should you not have watched it? Don't forget to watch my reaction on my TikTok page. Sticking with some horror movie news here, even though this is something I don't have a lot of knowledge in, I know there's a fan base for it, and that was the announcement that they will be making a Lost Boys reboot. Now, I say I don't have a lot of knowledge of this because unfortunately I have not seen the Lost Boys movie. I know, I'm sorry. I'll put it on the list. It was just one of those movies I missed, but there is a cult following for. If you've not heard about the movie, it basically deals with two brothers who move into a small town only to find out there's vampires left and right, and they have to figure out a way to deal with that. And although we don't know too much about the story that they're going to go with for this reboot, we do know that it's going to be taking place in modern times, and the two lead actors they have in mind to be the new Lost Boys is Noah Jupe from A Quiet Place and Jaden Martell, who you might know from the It movies. I think these are actually two very talented kids in the industry. I'm just curious of the direction they're going to take. Are they going to make it a fun movie? Are they going to take it dead serious? But one thing's for sure, with this movie coming out, it's going to generate hype and awareness to the previous Lost Boy movies, franchise, and that's always great because then a new generation can fall in love with those old movies. How are you guys feeling on Hollywood wanting to remake Lost Boys with these kids? From there, we move on to a story where Hollywood continued to lie to us. You remember that time? They said that this movie would be the last movie, and we all believed them, but then a couple years later, they made another one. That's happened tons of times. And to add another statistic to that list, we are continuing it with The Purge 6. Now, I say this because the last Purge movie that came out, The Forever Purge, which, hey, I actually didn't mind. I thought it wasn't half bad. It was being marketed as the final Purge movie to end off the series and close it off. But I guess enough people like that entry, and it made enough money because now Blumhouse and Universal are hard at work with making another Purge movie. And I really thought I was kind of done with this franchise because even though I did like that last movie, it just started to feel like more or less the same, and there wasn't really anything I think they could have done to drag me back in. And then they announced Frank Grillo will be returning to the franchise. Now, if you don't know, Frank Grillo to me is probably the one who was involved in the best Purge movies, that is Purge Election Year and Purge Anarchy. He's a character who had a great little arc in the series, almost became an anti-hero. I will have to wait and see what the story is because I don't know what other things they could do here. Maybe they'll continue on from where they left off in the Purge world, which, spoilers if you haven't watched it, basically it's the Purge 24/7 in the US, or they'll just ignore those events and make it another random Purge night. How are you guys feeling with them continuing on the Purge series with Frank Grillo's character? Now, talking about some DC news here, man, it was a great little weekend for DC fans because not only was it Batman Day, and with every Batman Day the past couple of years, director Matt Reeves was always known for tweeting something out. Even if it wasn't directly involved with the movie, he at least made a little acknowledgement to his upcoming film. And man, fans were dry hungry that day, like, man, when are you tweeting, Matt Reeves? Matt Reeves, get on your Twitter, what are you doing? And sure enough, Matt Reeves responded to the bat signal and teased us fans. And did we go wild over something so small? Basically, Matt Reeves went ahead and tweeted out a photo of him currently editing the movie with the caption, "Wow, I have been away so long, just popping my head out of the editing room for a moment to say, Happy Batman Day. Can't wait to share a lot more with you all 4 weeks from today at DC Fandom. Sorry about the messy desk. Hashtag long hours. Hashtag the Batman." And in that photo, we get a sweet glance of him currently editing the Batman movie, and this is just how hungry and desperate we are for Batman. It's crazy how we can never get enough Batman content in our lives, but just to get this little blurry shot of Robert Pattinson's face, who is just making that angry teeth look that Batman does with his grapple gun in focus, it's so amazing to look at, but it should be no surprise. Every past Batman has had a damn grapple gun. It's not like, oh my god, they brought the grapple gun back. This is the 284-90 double clit, uncensored, circumcised bat grapple gun. That's a good one. But if you guys have watched me and heard me talk about Batman, you know the gadgets are the things I love about Batman, and I feel like he doesn't utilize them enough in his previous movies, but so far in all the footage that we've seen, this Batman is gonna be utilizing his gadgets and his fists. Other than that, it is great knowing that Matt Reeves confirms that we will be getting some content come at DC Fandom. He's most likely editing up the second trailer. I'm just curious to how much they're gonna show or what they're gonna focus on. Like, I'm already sold on Robert Pattinson's Batman after he went ahead and punched those goons and said, "Vengeance." So for the second trailer, I would rather them kind of focus on some of the side characters. You know, I would love to see Paul Dano speak a little bit, or just a little closer look into his Riddler costume, or just get a better feel of this Gotham world. I don't want to be giving away too much. This movie still feels like it's forever away, but this was a great little treat. You guys saw Matt Reeves tweet this out. How do you feel about seeing yet another Batman with yet another grapple gun and still be pumped about it? Or are you someone who's like, Chris, you're overhyping this, man. Get the hell out of here. It's okay to be harsh with me sometimes. That's how we show our love to each other. And I'm gonna need you guys to remember some of that harsh love for me because we're about to go into full deep what the hell is going on mode with this new flash photo. So just like a bunch of DC fans were waiting for Matt Reeves to tweet something out about the Batman, there were people really wanting Andy Muschietti to tweet some sort of Batman content for Batman Day because he not only has Ben Affleck's Batman in the movie, he's also got Michael Keaton in there. And if you've been following along the Flash news, you know the director likes posting the chest of these heroes and their emblem, and we have yet to see Ben Affleck's. But no, Batman Day came and went, and instead, the very next day, we do get a photo of some Batman chest, but it's spray painted with a yellow lightning bolt. And like if DC fans weren't confused enough, Andy Muschietti didn't even put a caption or a hint to what this means, so let's go ahead and start the speculation because there's a lot of routes you could take here. Let's start off with the one a lot of hardcore DC fans are noticing right off the bat, and they feel like this is a sign towards Red Death. Now if you're not familiar with the Red Death character in the comic books, let me fill you in. In the DC Comics world, there's a multiverse known as the Dark Knight's Metal. This was a series that took us into the multiverse, specifically a darker version of a bunch of Batman characters from different universes where their origins got really messed up. That's where we have characters like the Batman who laughs, and this one that people think that Andy Muschietti is pointing towards Red Death. Because if you look at their costumes side by side, you can kind of see the resemblance there, the bat symbol with the lightning bolt logo right in the middle. Now the quick origin story for Batman Red Death is in this universe, Barry Allen and Batman were fighting with each other when Batman wanted the speed force that Barry Allen has in order to go save his parents and all the past Robins that have died in his years of crime fighting. And of course, because he's Batman, he gets the upper hand on his version of Barry Allen, straps him to his Batmobile that is enhanced with the cosmic treadmill technology, and is then able to fuse together with that Barry Allen, thus creating a Batman Flash hybrid character known as Red Death. And look, I know that all sounds very crazy and wild, but even in some of that origin and what's going on, it kind of fits the profile here. It's a multiverse version of a Batman character and a Flash character. We still don't know who the exact villain is for the Flash movie. Now, while it might not exactly be Red Death like we know him from the comics, it could just be their interpretation of that character or pulling in some inspiration. I don't exactly feel that way. I feel there's already so much going on in this Flash movie that to bring in a character like that would just be so out of left field. And although us comic book fans might understand it, you gotta remember the majority of people who are buying tickets to see this movie are general audience members, and bringing in the multiverse and multiple Batman and Flashes, that's already too crazy. To me, I think the other two theories that fans are going on about is more realistic. One is that once Barry Allen goes into the Tim Burton universe, encounters Michael Keaton Batman, for some reason his suit gets destroyed in the multiverse traveling process, and so just to make do with what he's got in the meantime, he temporarily wears a Batman Michael Keaton suit that's spray painted with his colors. And then somewhere along the movie, maybe Michael Keaton's Batman creates him a brand new Batman suit, and that's the one that we've been seeing teased in concept art and whatnot. The last theory here is probably the one I like the most, and the one I'm gonna go with is I think this still belongs to the villain of the movie, which is said to be an evil version of Barry Allen, because we have been seeing Ezra Miller walking alongside another version of himself. I think this could be the costume that the evil Barry Allen wears, and it's just an homage to Red Death and not actually Red Death himself. Or maybe the director's just effing with us and he had a spare costume that wasn't gonna be used, that was wasted, and he's like, yo, let me quickly spray paint this and get them nerds speculating and going crazy, because it's working, Mr. Muschietti. What do you think this photo means in preparation for The Flash? But that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out that vlog where I go through a comic convention center and Funko Pop hunting. If not, stay on the lookout for the next Halloween review. I love yo faces. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3CFilms or on TikTok at 3CFilms. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.